Okay, welcome back. So, yeah, this kind of struck close to home because I know that this song behind the album is an inspiration. The drummer lost a sister to suicide, and of course, I've been dealing with a family suicide for the last month and processing all that. And so, this sort of, I mean, fight the devil inside. I know that suicide. See, I don't believe in a personal devil. There's no such thing as Satan. I don't believe that at all. I believe that we're all good and innately good, and that the sense of evil, you can get overcome and drawn into that sense of evil and do evil things. But I believe that it's self-destroying, and you're always going to end up back to your core being, which is natural and good. And I have so much compassion for the drummer and what his experience was, and how it impacted everyone, I'm sure, in the band. Everyone. Suicide affects everyone. So that's rather heavy, so let's lighten up. I've got the guitar here. We're going to grab it. There were so many excellent riffs. I don't even think we'll be able to cover them all. I think in the future I'd like to do a guitar lesson and cover some of these amazing riffs in this song. Some of you were warning me, well, warning's not the right word. In the comments you were saying, oh, I can't wait till you do the Czar. And so I can see what you're saying. It's pretty epic, pretty epic. I'd like to make a comment. The song, it says the Czar, 1, usurper, 2, escape, 3, martyr, 4, spiral. I love that word, spiral. That's a big one for me. I'd like to make a comment. I was in a jazz fusion band for 3 years, not too long ago, actually. It was my first jazz fusion band. We played a couple jazz festivals, so it was pretty serious. And one of the first things I noticed in the band, the structure is very different. It's not like, okay, here's a verse, here's a chorus, here's a bridge, and that's basically kind of the whole structure of the song. With jazz, it's much more sections. It moves along in sections, and that's why I thought when they had the Czar, 1, usurper, 2, escape. It's taking ideas and bringing them all together like a necklace almost. And I think that's a classical trend too in classical music, where there's sections, where you're taking the theme and from the first section and bringing it back later and sort of developing it more rather than just repetition. Which pop music is often made for the purpose of a catchy riff. Someone can sing easily, listen to it in the car and they can sing. Children can catch on or whatever, nursery rhyme kind of thing. But I think pop needs to get out of that nursery rhyme phase, right? I mean, that's okay. I mean, if you're just exploring music slightly and lightly. But if you're serious, and I know that all progressive rock fans tend to be serious about the music, and they analyze it, they sip it like wine, it's the taste the aroma, they share it. That's why I like this progressive rock channel I've got here, because it's very much about sharing, It's about, I don't know if you caught it right at the beginning of the song, there's a kind of a sitar resonator going on. That was cool. I love how George Harrison kind of introduced that to the Beatles. I loved at the beginning when there was a double vocal. There was one guy singing a lower octave and the guy singing a higher octave. It sounded really perfect. Also, concerning the guitar sounds, that was real kind of a raw sounding distortion. It's not like a super produced, super compressed sound. It's just an open, sort of free form. I guess you could say free form distortion. That would be how I'd characterize the distortion in the song, and I enjoyed that. The lyric that opened my eye as well was the spiraling up to the crack in the sky. I hadn't thought of that from that perspective. Maybe that's where because the album's called Crack the Sky, right? So it sounded like an action. Whereas in this line, it's spiraling up in the crack in the sky. Now, I don't know if you've heard of NED. You probably have, near-death experience, or NDE, sorry. Check them out. I would say avoid the religious channels. I don't even go there because I think that they're trying to use near-death experiences to endorse their own religions, which is not really what near-death experiences are about. Near-death experiences are about a universal divine love, which has nothing to do with any church or any mainline organization. And it can't be, it's like a universal force, basically like light or power. They talk about going through tunnels often, and so many people, all very, very consistent experiences with NDEs. And that's when I thought spiraling up in the crack in the sky. A lot of people tend to feel that sense of rising up through a tunnel, whether it's going through the sky or not, I don't know, but it's certainly rising up, They usually are looking down at their bodies after they've had a near-death experience, and then they continue on. And of course, the people who are telling us about this are the ones who decided to come back, or they were given an option to come back. Some of them weren't given an option, they were pushed back. But oh my God, this is a classic song. This is a classic song. This was, like I say, this was an experience hearing this. It was more than just a react. It was an experience. And it's my favorite song by Mastodon, for sure. So let's grab the guitar. All right, so I've tuned it down a whole tone. There, I think that's sort of the verse section, kind of. Something like that. There's that section that reminds me of Ozzy Osbourne. I got into Ozzy Osbourne in the 80s. His solo stuff was really good. Then they go lower. I think they would have a low-tuned guitar there probably. Anyways, this is getting to be a long React video. I don't usually do this long of React videos. I think I had some good stuff there. It's gonna be fun editing. So that's it. Make sure you consider being a Patreon. You can start at $3 already, and that would just help keep the channel going. Talk to you all later. Spiraling on and spiraling out. It's Dean. Talk to you all later.